Have you noticed that your brain works differently in the morning? Not just clearer, different. There is a reason for that, and it has everything to do with a process called neuroplasticity. In the next few minutes, you will learn exactly what happens in your brain during the first hour after you wake up, and the 5 simple habits that can use that window to your advantage. This is not about productivity hacks or morning routines that require 2 hours and a cold plunge. This is about what the science actually says, and what you can realistically do starting tomorrow. Let's start with the basics. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change, to reorganize itself, to form new connections, to strengthen pathways that serve you, and weaken ones that don't. For a long time, scientists believed the brain was fixed after childhood. They were wrong. Research published in the Frontiers in Neuroscience has confirmed that the adult brain remains plastic throughout life. But here is the key. Neuroplasticity doesn't happen equally at all times of day. Your brain has windows of higher plasticity. Moments when it is more ready to learn, adapt, and rewire. The first hour after waking up is one of the most powerful of those windows. When you wake up, your brain transitions from a deeply restorative sleep state into a state of active readiness. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, actually plays a positive role here. In the morning, a healthy cortisol spike helps sharpen attention and prime neural circuits for learning. At the same time, your brain's default mode network is particularly active. This is the network responsible for self-reflection and memory consolidation. This combination creates a biological window where the habits you practice have a disproportionate impact on how your brain develops over time. In other words, what you do in the first hour after waking matters more than almost any other hour of your day. Habit number 1. No phone for the first 20 minutes. The first habit is also the hardest for most people. Don't check your phone for the first 20 minutes after waking up. Here is why this matters. When you wake up and immediately scroll through emails, news, or social media, you are handing control of your attention to external stimuli. You are essentially training your brain to be reactive, to respond to incoming signals rather than generate its own focused state. Start reactive, and you stay reactive for the rest of the day. Instead, give your brain those first 20 minutes without input. Let it wake up on its own terms. Habit number 2. Water and light. Your brain is approximately 75% water. After 7 to 8 hours without hydration, even mild dehydration affects cognitive performance, concentration, memory, reaction time. All of them drop. Drink 16 ounces of water within the first 30 minutes of waking. Pair this with natural light exposure. Getting outside or standing near a bright window in the morning helps regulate your circadian rhythm. It also stimulates the release of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that affects mood, focus, and cognitive clarity. 10 minutes of morning light is enough to make a measurable difference. Habit number 3. Move your body. You don't need a full workout. Research consistently shows that even 10 minutes of moderate movement in the morning significantly increases levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It is called BDNF. BDNF is sometimes described as fertilizer for the brain. It supports the growth and maintenance of neurons, enhances learning, and plays a direct role in neuroplastic changes. A short walk, some light stretching, few minutes of body weight exercise. The exact type of movement matters less than the consistency. Habit number 4. Cold exposure. This one is optional, though, but the research is compelling. Brief cold exposure, such as ending your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water, triggers a significant release of norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter and hormone that enhances focus, attention, and mood. One study found that cold exposure can increase norepinephrine levels by up to 300%. If a full cold shower is too much, even splashing cold water on your face activates the diving reflex, which has a measurable calming and focusing effect on the brain. Habit number 5. One focused intention The fifth habit is perhaps the most underrated. Before the noise of the day begins, take 5 minutes to set one clear cognitive intention. This doesn't have to be a formal meditation. It can be as simple as writing one sentence in a notebook. Today, the one thing I want my brain to do well is blank research. On directed attention and goal setting shows that clearly, articulating a cognitive priority before the day begins primes the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the region responsible for planning, focus, and executive function. You are literally telling your brain what to prioritize. We've talked about what to do. Here's what undermines this entire process. The biggest neuroplasticity disruptors in the morning are immediate phone use, skipping hydration, intense stress inputs like alarming news, and inconsistency. Your brain builds new patterns through repetition. Routine done 7 days a week is exponentially more effective than a perfect routine done twice a week. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for consistent. If you found this useful, there is a full written breakdown of this routine on the Cognitive Insight Lab blog. The link is in the description below. Subscribe if you want more science-backed content on cognitive performance, and I'll see you in the next one.